Holocaust, and we should deny him the platform of speaking at the United Nations. I think what should happen when he wants to speak in a few days, that everybody should deny his speech, not to show up to his speech, basically. The UN will let him speak, unfortunately, but I think that every respectable democracy should not send their ambassador or head of state into the Geneva Assembly Hall and send us a clear message. If you deny the Holocaust, we deny your presence. Unfortunately, he's coming to the US. He's like a celebrity. That's not how you treat terrorists.
Ambassador Denon, one of the things that he said, speaking on 60 Minutes, which, again, it is fairly amazing to me that members of the media allow foreign leaders to dictate their dress code. That's kind of an amazing thing. One of the interviewers was wearing hijab in order to presumably avoid offending Ibrahim Raisi, right in the middle, by the way, of Iran now undergoing an international scandal for apparently beating to death a woman for supposedly dressing immodestly by Iranian standards, which presumably means she was wearing pants and not covering her hair or something. Raisi was talking about the nuclear deal, and he said that the only way that he was going to sign on to a nuclear deal is if it was irrevocable, if the next president couldn't come in and revoke it. What do you think is the status of the Iranian negotiation? Do you think that, are you guys being informed of that in Israel at all? Because, again, the Biden administration seems to be doing a lot of this very quietly and covertly. They've said they're not going to sign anything until after the 2022 election, but of course that just sort of raises the question of what they're going to sign after the election.
So, Ben, basically we should be grateful, believe it or not, to the Iranians, because it was the Iranians who actually blocked the negotiations. Biden's administration was willing to sign this shameful agreement. They were willing to make concessions. But what happened...
Located at 4529 Shepherdstown Road in Martinsburg, the Neon Moon Tavern has delicious food and cold beverages. Stop on in Mondays for some mayhem with us and Shepherd quarterback Tyson Bagent, or on Tuesday for some gourmet tacos. Wednesdays is whiskey and trivia night. Thursday is steak night. Fridays are dinner specials. Saturdays there's live music. And Sunday morning is brunch. We're open every day from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. Call us at 304-260-4002 for takeout or stop on in to the Neon Moon Tavern.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk. See dealer for details.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsinis.com. Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights, there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Live from the Neon Moon in Martinsburg, it's time for Monday Night Mayhem on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Welcome to the Neon Moon Tavern in Martinsburg. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Spencer Dupuis for another Monday Night Mayhem live from the Neon Moon Tavern. And we have two Monday night football games that will be on Talk Radio WRNR 106.5 FM, 740 AM. And the first one is the Titans against the Bills. The second one will be the Vikings and the Eagles, Spencer. It should be two really fun games tonight.
Yeah, and you know, usually I feel like the NFL does the doubleheaders week 1. They're going week 2 this year, 7:15 or 7:30. Right? Is it 7:15 and 8:30?
Yeah, 7:15 and 8:30.
So we're on here from 5 to 7 instead of 6 to 8 like normal. But excited for another Monday Night Mayhem. Excited for this matchup, specifically this Titans-Bills matchup. This could be a pretty good. This could potentially be an AFC Championship preview. It
could be. The Titans, though, last week being upset by the Giants, so now they're really in a hole going up against the Bills tonight because, you know, history-wise, teams that go 0-2 have, I believe, never made the playoffs before in the NFL, so they really, historically-wise, need a win tonight, and Buffalo at home favored by 10 points. It might have dropped down to 9.5 now, but I'm just looking at my phone again, and it is back up to 10.
Honestly,
and I think the Bills are Super Bowl contenders, and I think that they could possibly cover tonight.
Can we get some, like, set stuff here? I want to get a hammer because I want to hammer that 10.
You want to hammer that 10?
Yeah, I think they're going to do it. I'm just saying.
I do too. I mean, Derrick Henry, though, set it over under 85.5 rushing yards. He definitely needs that over if the Titans want to win tonight.
Yeah, I definitely think so, but maybe we'll have to buy that prop hammer. I think we're going to need to do that.
I might be able to find one. I mean, my mom's a judge, so.
That's true. Get the gavel in here.
I could find a
hammer
gavel
that
somewhere.
10 points
exactly.
for the Bills. I think the Bills are winning tonight.
I do, too. I really like Josh Allen. He's definitely having a pretty good season so far and has a really good shot at becoming the NFL MVP this year. And the Bills, I think, could win the Super Bowl as well. The over-under tonight set at 45.5. That one's
47.5?
47.5, my fault. 47.5. Thank you there, Spencer. That, I think, is close, though. I don't know. I mean, especially this week with the way the NFL was, a lot of unders were occurring, and I would not be surprised if the defenses just surprisingly step up tonight and we see an under.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Buffalo Bills, I mean, for my fantasy team's sake, yes, because I have the Bills defense, but also have Dalton Knox, I believe, or Dustin Knox, the tight end for the Bills. He needs a touchdown. He didn't give me anything last week. I'm about to cut this guy tomorrow if he doesn't give me anything tonight.
I mean, if you cut him, I might have to pick him up, especially because a lot of my wide receivers are either out or hurt, and I'm looking to try to continue wins in that fantasy league. And I'm looking for the Bills to win tonight for our survivor pool that's already down to 10 teams because of the Bengals losing yesterday. I mean, who would have expected that to the Cowboys other than the Beast himself and Travis Bagent, and he's definitely going to brag about that win later on in the show.
Yeah, he definitely will, and, you know, just going back to this game, I think Josh Allen's going to have a heck of a game tonight. I mean, his over-under set at 261.5 yards. I think he goes over that. Ryan Tannehill's only at 211.5 yards. I don't know. I feel like Ryan Tannehill just doesn't get the respect that he does because of Derrick Henry.
I agree with that, but I think you got to rely on Henry in that situation and be able to get him in the over if you want to be able to have victory. Yeah. I mean, if Tannehill is able to get those situations and get over those yards and Derrick Henry gets over as well, but I think it has to be an either-or scenario, and I think ultimately you got to go with Derrick Henry to drain that clock as well with the run game.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to have 100 yards. I mean, I don't know why his over-under set at 87.5. Shouldn't it be set at like 95.5?
I don't know. I mean,
but the Bills' defense is very good.
The Bills' defense is good, and last week they struggled. I mean, they lost to the Giants, 2-0 right now. I mean, they just upset, as I mentioned, the Titans in week 1 and then just beat the Panthers, who's now 0-2 as well. But I think the Bills definitely have the advantage tonight. I mean, Stephon Diggs, one of the best wide receivers in the league. His over-under's at 75.5 receiving yards, and I think he can easily get the over tonight and over 6.5 catches as well.
Yeah, I would agree too.
It looks like you're already getting ready to set up a parlay, huh? Just looking at all these over-unders, you're like, put my money here, here, and here.
You know, I was semi-retired from the betting game. I think I'm going to get back into the betting game.
Nah, I'm stepping out because I've been struggling. I thought at first that I really found a easy way to get money, and that's making parlays of touchdown scorers. And I put Najee Harris, Diggs, Jefferson, as well as Mixon and Jamar Chase, and I thought that'd be easy money to get. Like, I think it was almost $1,000, and Harris doesn't even get me anything.
Hey, I gotta say, I thought I semi-retired from the betting game. Never leaked or never deposited my wallet into my bank account on the Barstool Sportsbook app. I still got $19.65. We're betting tonight, man.
Does that mean you're buying another drink?
Maybe.
Put that in the bank instead?
I don't know, man. We'll have to figure it out. I mean, we're early
I think
here.
Solomon might be looking over you like drinks.
We're early here in Monday Night Mayhem.
We'll have Solomon Page on later to talk about some of these games. Maybe in the next segment have him join us, the former Dallas Cowboy, but we'll have to forgive him for that one. I got him to gas there. We're Washington guys, all right? Sorry about that, Solomon. But, I mean, you're a WVU guy, so I got you there. He's a Marshall guy, so we can gang up on him for that. But all aspects, we'll see how this goes, all right? But touchdown scorers tonight in this Titans-Bills game. What are you thinking?
My guy Dawson Knox is going to score a touchdown, so I get some fantasy points. I need a win tonight. I was winning. I don't know what happened. Stephon Diggs, I think he's going to catch a touchdown pass. I think he gets over that 75.5 yards. I think he goes 92 yards receiving.
Ooh, you're putting a specific number on it as well, man.
I think he goes under that 6.5 catches, though.
6.5
I think
catches?
He gets 6.
So you're thinking there's a lot of home run balls tonight.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking that he gets a 55-yard touchdown reception.
55. You and these specific numbers right now, man. You're feeling risky. I mean, you're only one shot in and you're already going nuts.
I mean, this is Monday Night Mayhem. We're supposed to go nuts. You want me to throw this table up next?
No, because I'm thinking since, Bill's Mafia tonight, somebody might have to go through the table, and I had you in mind.
There. I'll go through the table. I'll break the table. HD will know I won't be buying him a table.
You might have to. We'll figure this out, but I mean, Josh Allen over under 261 passing yards. We already mentioned over there, but we never really gave a decision on Ryan Tannehill over under 211. I know we said either or between him as well as Derrick Henry. What do you think? I mean, if you want to compete with this Bills offense, I feel like both Tannehill and Henry have to be the over, because I don't really see this Titans defense able to truly stop the Bills.
No, the Bills are just a very, very good team. And this Titans team has kind of shown flashes over the last few years of being able to be solid. But I think tonight's going to be a big key for them. How can they compete with this Bills team? Because if the Titans are as good as they should be, like I said in the open, this could be a preview of an AFC Championship matchup.
It could be. Let's look at last week's stats since it brought it up, in which the Titans lost to the Giants. Just to put in perspective, if you are wanting to put any money on these over-unders, Tannehill last week, 20 for 33, 266 yards, and 2 touchdown passes. So if you're really liking that over-under of 1.5 at the touchdown passes, I definitely hammer the over for both Allen and Tannehill in that aspect. And Tannehill at 211.5 passing yards right now. He had 266 last week. I think you might have to go with the over in that one as well. That is a really low over-under to probably make some easy money, and I see you're already doing it, Spencer.
I'm doing a bunch. I'm trying to see what I can make some easy money tonight, because I need to make some easy money. If I got $20 to deal with,
That is true.
I got some stuff to do here in these breaks.
Last week, Derrick Henry had 21 carries, 82 yards. So if you want to put that into perspective, the over-under set at 87.5 this week. He was under that last week.
Yeah, he was under that, but I think he goes over. If they win, he goes over. How about that?
I do too. If they win, but I mean, that over-under's Bills favored by 10, and you said so yourself. We both think that the Bills could definitely cover that spread of 10 points today?
I think easily. I mean, like, if I had a hammer here, I'd hammer that 10.
Alrighty, and then looking at the Bills for last week, just to put it into perspective for those of you tuning in that 31-10 win against the Rams last week. Allen had 297 yards with 3 touchdown passes, so that definitely puts him over in the category of the passing yards there. Singletary, somebody to definitely keep an eye on as well if you're trying to get a little over-under there. That one was close. His over-under in rushing yards set at 45.5 rushing yards, and last week he had 48. Diggs had 122 yards, so I think you're dumb if you don't put the over on Stephon Diggs. He is one of the best receivers in the league, if not the best.
Yeah, and I think Singletary is also good as well. I got the opportunity to watch him in college when he played at FAU, former Conference USA foe of the Thundering Herd. I think he gets over 50 yards rushing. But Stephon Diggs, you can get him a big touchdown pass, he's over that 75.5.
And then a sneaky touchdown scorer. I'm going to go with a former Washington guy, and it's going to be Jamison Crowder for the Buffalo Bills. See if maybe out of nowhere he's able to just get a little quick slant when the Bills are in the red zone. And I think you could see him possibly in the end zone. What is his odds at? If you
but this is mine.
Try to find him. I see you have Dawson Knox at plus what is it? Plus 138. That is pretty good odds to try to add that up to a parlay if you want. But, I mean, turnovers, you could add that in as well as, even though Allen got the win, he did throw 2 interceptions last week. But I think you bet the under of that this week, and I think he'll play cleaner than he did.
Who are you looking for touchdown odds?
Crowder. Jamison Crowder, the former Washington Commander. He's not even on the list on Barstool? Man, shame on Barstool.
He is. Plus 285.
Ooh, plus 285.
So
there you go.
If I parlayed those two, I think I'd make some pretty good money.
You definitely would, but obviously they have to both score.
Yeah.
So, you ready to take our first break, and then on the other side we can talk about the Vikings and Eagles and get Solomon on?
Yeah, if he's ready to come on.
He's definitely ready. So we're going to take our first break on Monday Night Mayhem live from the Neon Moon Tavern at 4529 Shepherdstown Road. Get ready to stop on in for 2 Monday Night Football games. You're tuned into Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We're back in 3 minutes. Located at 4529 Shepherdstown Road in Martinsburg, the Neon Moon Tavern has delicious food and cold beverages. Stop on in Mondays for some mayhem with us and Shepherd quarterback Tyson Bagent, or on Tuesday for some gourmet tacos. Wednesdays is whiskey and trivia night. Thursday is steak night. Fridays are dinner specials. Saturdays there's live music. And Sunday morning is brunch. We're open every day from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. Call us at 304-260-4002 for takeout or stop on in to the Neon Moon Tavern.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Manchin Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Manchin Ferretti, when you need justice.
Hello?
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechdel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechdel Jewelers.
Let's go! Drink some beers. Mountaineer Grill and Pub.
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights, there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers. Mountaineer Grill and Pub.
Welcome back to the Neon Moon Tavern in Martinsburg for more Monday Night Mayhem, as we're now joined by former Dallas Cowboy as well as San Diego Charger as well as a West Virginia Mountaineer, and that's the one that I'm going to be happy about.
You probably should have led
Solomon
off with that he's a WVU guy.
You saved the best for last. I like
exactly.
That.
I always save the best for last, right. Spencer. He's not a Marshall thundering turd over here like you.
All right, you're going to do it?
Yeah,
they did good once. I was trying to
did good once. That's that Marshall education right there.
Not when we first played them. They didn't do good at all. That's when
exactly.
They had Randy Moss. So
hey, they almost won that game.
No, 42-21
almost doesn't count.
Not almost winning. That was,
always the later game, right?
No, that was the first time when they actually got from 1AA to 1A.
That was closer.
No, 42-21. I remember it clearly because Randy Moss was the next best thing since Kool-Aid, you know. And
I heard everybody was mad at him because he didn't go to WVU.
Oh, no. Actually, I mean, that wasn't the case at all. It was just, you know, whatever the situation was that happened with him, you know, that landed him at Marshall. And it was like it went from, since Randy Moss is here, we're going to go from AA to A, and we're going to play West Virginia. And we're like, hold on. So we become the poster boys now? So it was... You know, it was definitely a thing to show. You know,
he still had a heck of a career there at Marshall. So.
Oh yes, he did. I mean, you see where it landed him in the NFL.
Exactly. So, what was it like for you? I guess we'll start off playing for WVU and then playing in the NFL before we get into the talk about the Vikings Eagles tonight.
It's funny because I got a story that kind of ties in with playing against him, against West Virginia against Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
I get to the NFL my first year. We get in the playoffs on like a bum record, 8-8. Our division was terrible.
Sounds like the NFC East.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know, Eagles couldn't do nothing. Redskins, of course, they couldn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing. So it was just 8-8, and somehow we beat somebody, so we score us in. So who do we play? Randy Moss. Vikings.
All right. Then
this guy literally caught 3 catches for like 170 yards. For 3 touchdowns. And that was it. Like, he torched our whole secondary on 3 plays. It was a wrap.
It's all that matters, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, it was pretty incredible. But yeah, he's always been about it. He's always been just an amazing athlete.
And then tonight, Vikings-Eagles is the one that we're talking about now. The Eagles currently favored by 2.5 points. The over/under set at 49. And even though I need the Vikings fantasy football-wise to kind of struggle, I still obviously want them to get the win because I am a huge Philly sports hater on all aspects. Doesn't matter if it's baseball, hockey, basketball, football, obviously the Eagles. I just hate everything's fans, Philly sports, man.
Those fans.
Philly is tough.
Go in there and play those fans yelling at you, right?
Philly is tough.
I was about to say, do you have any crazy stories about going into Philly?
One time one time, one of the stories, we actually we lost our police escort, and the fans realized who was on the bus, Dallas Cowboys. By this time, we're all by the parking lot, and everybody was tailgating. And once they realized it was the Dallas Cowboys, it started a rant, cussing. And next thing you know, the rant turned into throwing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing you know, it turned to them pushing the bus.
Ooh.
So thankfully, our escort came flying up. A couple people got arrested, but we got to the stadium safely. Yeah, it got a little terrifying.
I bet.
You gotta remember, it was the same fan base that cheered when Michael Irvin was almost crippled. You know, when
and they booed Santa Claus. I mean, who can forget that, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You can't boo Santa Claus.
Yeah, I guess. Go ahead.
But let's get into it now. Kirk Cousins, former Washington Redskin, set over under 269.5 passing yards tonight. And with guys like Justin Jefferson, Cook, I think he's able to get the over, even though I'm going up against him in fantasy and don't want him to get the over.
That Kirk Cousins is literally the smartest man alive for being the most mediocre player? Think how much money he did.
I mean, his record is
contracts?
exactly 500. I think I saw that right now his record in the NFL is 61, 61, and 2.
Wow.
So right at that 500 spot. But yes, as Spencer said, he got the bag definitely
that's
for sure from
impressive.
the Vikings.
That's pretty impressive. You can't be mad at that. I mean, that's always been a thing all through football history. You know, like you go back, there's a few quarterbacks who, quote unquote, got the bag and they were very mediocre through their career.
Or it's like if you're a career backup, like last week in the game with the Chargers, last Thursday night, Chase Daniel, the backup quarterback, he's been on like 6 different teams. I think he's made like $45 million in his career.
Yeah,
which is crazy to think because he hasn't started.
But you got to realize how important the backup is.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, that
for
can
example,
make
Cooper
or break
Rush getting the win for Dallas this week. I'll bring it up for you instead of you. Exactly. I mean, he just knocked off the Bengals.
He really did. Yeah, that's a great point. So your team is only as strong as your backup because, you know, next up, you know, you have to be ready. You know.
And Geno Smith, WVU guy that was a lifelong backup quarterback, people said, just came in last week in Monday Night Football and just was able to beat Russell Wilson in the Broncos.
Hey, kids out there anybody who's just inspiring and aspiring, go check that out. This guy never gave up on himself, and that story in itself is pretty incredible. He's played. He's been a backup, been in the league for almost 10 years.
I think it was 8 or 9.
Yeah, so and now he's getting his shot and he's getting his chance. So, and he's a WVU guy. So I'm happy for him. I'm grateful for this whole opportunity for him, and and just never give up on yourself.
Since we're talking about his story, what about your story? You want to tell us a little bit about that? Your path to WVU and then to the NFL?
Oh man, sure.
I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but
no, it's all good. I give a quick rundown. I'm from Pittsburgh originally, from PA.
See another. There we go. More Pittsburgh people going to WVU. That was all the talk was before the backyard brawl, that there was a lot of people that are in the Pittsburgh area going to WVU.
Absolutely. Well, I went to school at Brashear High School, and as they called it back in the day, it was like a pipeline. You know, Milton Redwine, he came from Brashear. Major Harris, as you know, came from Brashear. Rashid, he came from Brashear. I came from Brashear. Like, there's a whole bunch of there's other players who came from Brashear, but there was a nice, amount of great athletes coming from Brashear to West Virginia. So, looked into it, and it was something that, I enjoyed, I liked, wanted to visit, and bam, here I was.
Alrighty, let's get into more of the odds on the other side, quarterback-wise. Jalen Hurts, his over-under in passing yards tonight at 247.5, and I'm going to go with the under. I think the Eagles really rely on the running game tonight in Miles Sanders, and I'm going to put him at the over at that 56.5 rushing yards.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So who do you like in this one, though? Vikings, Eagles. It's going to be a tough one, as I mentioned earlier. It's 2.5 points the Eagles are favored by, and that's mostly because you get the 1.5 for being at home.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to have to side with the Vikings. Just looking defensively, the Vikings are tougher, and Hurts, he doesn't have a lot to work with in my opinion. I'm not too sure who his number one is.
Is it A.J. Brown?
Yeah, A.J. Brown now. So A.J. Brown, by the way, over under 76.5 receiving yards after he was the one traded from the Titans, who we talked about last segment.
Yeah. So I guess there has to be some cohesion. The season's still young, but right now in this moment, I'm going to have to go with the Vikings just because of the defense.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely Dalvin Cook as well, over under 72.5 rushing yards. I think, as I said, I put him at the over, even though I know I'm going up against him in fantasy as well this week. It's always tough with that Vikings offense because they're definitely able to explode week in and week out.
Yeah, Cousins definitely has that ability to do that. Like, even though you could say he's mediocre, he knows how to put up some points.
He does.
Yeah.
It's just like when you look at his numbers. That's what when he was saying 61-61. He's like the most average quarterback, but a smart businessman, and still has a starting job against a team that seems to contend every year.
Yeah.
At least contend for the playoffs.
Yeah, well, it goes to show he's a good manager.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you know how to manage a game and not mess up, do what you know that you can do. Do your part. I mean,
except for when he was on the Redskins and took a knee when he should have spiked the ball.
Yes.
Yeah, still a little salty about that. But as you're tuned into the Monday Night Mayhem, live from the Neon Moon Tavern, it's Colin McLaughlin, Spencer Dupuis. We're also joined by Solomon Page, the former Mountaineer, Dallas Cowboy, as well as San Diego Charger. But I want to just pick your brain about how much the NFL has changed from when you played up to now, or if people just mostly talk about that and it actually hasn't changed as much.
There's definitely been changes. I was just talking to my friend HD about when we had training camp. It would be 34 days long, and it was 2 days.
Let's say 2 days. They've gone away with that.
And it was actually 2 days where you practiced twice a day. It was in the way our
coach
did it.
And they did full pads too, right?
Full pads, and it was 2-2-1, and that one day was our little break. And we did that for literally like four weeks, Yeah, and it would be so crazy because we would do like half of it in Texas, the camp, and then we'd go out in California, do the other half before the season would start. But in the Texas part, in the beginning, it would be so crazy and people would get so dehydrated. They had to set tables outside just so they could set up IVs so guys could get rehydrated. Yeah, it was pretty intense.
What do you think about all that Jerry Jones has done down there for them when it comes to their whole facilities?
It's incredible. I mean, it's.
Have you got to go down and see any of the new stuff?
Yeah, I have. I've been in the new stadium. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's very cool. I mean, just like because he kind of took the layout from the old stadium and he just like revamped it and made it new and made it really an attraction.
What was the toughest place to go and play in?
Mile High. I'll say Mile High. Mile High.
Just because of the atmosphere change, or just?
It was just the way the stadium was built. It was almost like a bowl.
Yeah.
And then the Seahawks. The Seahawks. That was another place. Loud. And the Raiders. That was another dangerous place.
I was about to say, which one was more dangerous, Oakland or Philadelphia?
Oh man, it's a toss-up. You flip the coin.
Depending on the week, depending on the record.
Yeah. Exactly. But, it's funny, though, because the fans actually became more chilled now and more lax, and aren't too uptight nowadays compared to, people will be fighting in the doggone parking lot, just because of teams. But the changes in the NFL have been, I think for the good. Another change is with the head, that's been big.
Concussion, yeah.
Yeah, so
it is huge.
So they're alert to that. So it's been good changes. Some of these referees, though, they get on my nerves with these calls. Like it's, you say, hey, that's just a good hit. No, he's roughing the guy up. And I'm like, man, it was just a good hit. So I might have a little issue with that, but
well, it's just like you go back and look at things like I think it was 3 years ago. Anytime you hit a quarterback at all late, they were throwing a flag.
Yeah.
If you were like the ball went out and then you went to him within like you were in the motion, they would still call you for it.
Yeah.
And then like the next year they went away with that. And like I remember watching a game, I want to say it was like last week, and that happened, and I was like 2 years ago that would have been a flag all day, every day.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're still revamping it and fixing it up as they go. You know what I mean? But the changes have been good. And them just acknowledging just the whole thing of head trauma in the game is very great. So, yeah.
Alrighty, that's going to wrap up this segment. Appreciate Solomon for coming on, and we'll try to get you back on later if you're sticking around for maybe some of the arm wrestling as well as other predictions when the Beast is on as well. And Travis, if you're up for the challenge, I heard that Travis definitely wants to have you as a challenger tonight for that $1,000 prize, but
I didn't eat my spinach today, so
I'll have to wait and see. But thank you for
so we might have to reschedule that.
joining us, and we'll take our 3-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll be joined by Shepherd football head coach and Ernie McCook. You're tuned into Monday Night Mayhem live from the Neon Moon Tavern on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Are you at risk for a heart attack or stroke? WVU Medicine would like to remind you it's important to recognize the signs and symptoms so you can seek medical attention fast. The acronym FAST stands for F, face drooping, A, arm weakness, S, speech difficulty, and T, time to call 911. If you are having a stroke, get medical attention right away. Immediate treatment may decrease the risk of disability and prevent death. This important message is brought to you by WVU Medicine.
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechdel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechdel Jewelers.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Welcome back to the Neon Moon Tavern for more Monday Night Mayhem on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Colin and Spencer, as we're now joined by Ernie McCook, the Shepherd football head coach, after a overtime victory against California PA. And what a thriller that was. Coach McCook, 26-23, able to come back down 10 late. What are your just overall thoughts on the win?
Well, we knew it was going to be a really tough opponent in Cal. I think they've won 12 of the last 14 football games they played. And you see their film, you see them play in all 3 phases. It's a great football team. The fact that we continued to compete there in the 4th quarter and make plays and find a way to tie the ball game and then go into overtime and win is a credit to our team. There's a lot of the mistakes I'm sure we made, and we've identified as a staff, as a coaching staff, and there's things we want to be better at, kind of talking about it. But one thing I've learned over the years is never complain about winning. Enjoy every win you have, no matter how ugly or bad it looks. But, there's mistakes that were made, things that kind of we've got to be better at, and we will be.
And this game was really the first kind of big test for your defense. A lot of young guys getting playing time compared to last year. And when it mattered, it seemed like that they were ready to play in that 3rd and 4th quarters. Wow,
the defense really stepped up. They've been playing great all 3 games. It's really exciting to watch them play. And the better they're playing, the more confidence I think we're getting as a football team, knowing that we don't have to outscore people. We just have to play efficient football and play well. When I think about that 3 and out that Cal had, after, late in the fourth quarter to give us the ball back with the punt return by Rodney Dorsey, and then able to punch it down and then kick a field goal to tie it. And then our defense come out in overtime and just, I feel like Cal went backwards. And I know they threw a ball up in the air, like he punted the ball and came down in one of their guys' laps. But, a credit to our D. Our D's been outstanding.
And offensively, yet again this week, Tyson Bagent able to get the PSAC Offensive Player of the Week, almost throwing for 500 yards last week. But offense as a whole, what did you like from them in the win?
Well, I like the gritty performance. Cal was a big-time pressure team. They brought a lot of pressure. I thought that even though some of the statistics don't look right, I think there's things that we handled very well, especially with the offensive line. There's things we need to be better at, and I thought Cal was a great test for us kind of going into this week. I think Cal showed us how hard you have to play to win. I have to play for 60 even this week plus minutes, and I think it was a great game for us to compete in going into a really tough opponent in Kutztown.
And going back on that offensive side of the ball, in the fourth quarter, you saw some guys make big plays for your team offensively that haven't really gotten in to make big plays with the first team offense. They kind of got maybe some more reps later in the game when you guys had the game in hand. But a freshman in Cam Dorner going up and making that touchdown catch was huge.
Coach Haynes and the guys put that play in specifically for Cam. We felt that was a play where we could get a personnel mismatch. And sure enough, it just kind of did it the way the offensive coaches planned it out. Tyson made a great throw. Cam made the catch, completed the catch in the end zone for a touchdown. It was awesome. But a lot of our passing game, if you look at Saturday, the guy that's getting better and better each week is Marlon Cook.
And I was going to mention that. His catch set up that touchdown pass.
Absolutely. And Marlon made some big catches all day long. Tyson has a lot of confidence in Marlon. And I think the more reps Marlon gets in key spots, the better he's going to be down the road for us. But that group is still developing. We have a lot of new faces there. But I'm really pleased with how well Marlon's playing. I'm really pleased Brian Walker had a great statistical day in the pass game. And, then you look at Ryan Beach. Ryan Beach probably makes a lot happen because they're so focused on stopping Ryan Beach. It gives us the ability to do that. And then I think Kenny Edlin and I think having E.J. Morgan back.
I was going to bring him up,
too. Those are all good things. And that room's getting healthier and healthier. And they are becoming more and more in sync. And I think that, that's what we have to do to be able to be successful.
And having all those guys back, and then now that Marlon's had, 3 great games so far, I think that the focus is going to start shifting to him, and Ryan Beach is going to start getting open.
Well, that's how the balance was 2 years ago in 2019 with Dylan Brewer and Devin Phelps. Then when Josh Gonterick and Ryan Beach and a plethora of other guys. So, I mean, we need to have that balance in the receiving core for us to be able – and we have a guy that can spread the ball around. I mean, there's no quarterback that I've ever been around that sees the field better than Tyson Bagent and can identify coverages, identify where he needs to go with the football, and put the football where our guy's going to make the catch.
And I was going to bring up that as well. You keep hitting all the points that I want to talk to you about. That's
what makes him a good coach.
I was going back and watching the film. And
that's what makes you good at your job, too.
I guess so. When you go back and look at a lot, it seemed like the defensive line for Cal is a really good defensive front, and they were getting, finding holes and kind of moving Tyson around. But while he was being moved around, he was passing very accurate balls, and you didn't really see that the first 2 games this year.
Because he didn't have to. The Cal has a great defensive front. And then they bring pressure with some very athletic, physical linebackers. So, we were taking body blow after body blow after body blow all afternoon. And that's what we can look at the statistics and see the number of sacks and feel the pressures, but that's what Cal did, and they're pretty relentless with it. And the fact that we were able to hold up the way we did, I wish we would have gotten the running game going a little bit better.
That's what I was about to bring up was the running game, because
I'm one step ahead of you guys.
Last week, Ronnie Brown going almost 300 yards, but I mean he still had that incredible touchdown reception, and he's still a playmaker, no matter if it's either the running game or even in the receiving game that he touches the ball.
But and I think that's what you see with our offense. If we need to run the football, we can run the football. If we need to throw the ball to be successful, we can throw the ball to be successful. The best player in the country is Tyson Bagent, best player in Division II. We think Tyson's a pro prospect. He's the guy that I want to have the ball, and I want him having the ball whenever we play, whenever we have a play.
Talk about him being a pro prospect. When we were out of practice, so those are either last week or the week before, there's some scouts out there, and the scouts, we get to see them on game day because they come to the visiting booth. So they're up there. I saw 3 or 4 guys there this week.
Yeah, it's we knew last spring that we were going to have a lot of NFL scout traffic come through because the initial scouts really did a advantageous write-up for Tyson, and the fact that we have Tyson and Joey Fisher both. Tyson obviously is getting the most attention from the NFL scouts and in the Senior Bowl. He's got a real shot.
The Senior Bowl guy was there. There was somebody from the Senior Bowl committee there.
Yeah, so they're fortunately we have a quarterback that's really mature and team focused like Tyson, who those aren't distractions for him. It's just part of the process with him. I think that's a credit to who he is and how he operates. The guy spends more time preparing than any football player we've been around. I tell the scouts this, every scout I talk to, I tell them, I say, hey, whether he makes your football team or not, he's never going to embarrass you, and you're going to look good if you bring him into your building. Just with his work ethic and how he approaches the game of football, and that carries over into our football team, and he makes a lot of great things happen.
Another thing that I want to mention is the special team side. Obviously, Jacob Haney getting the tying field goal as well as the game-winning field goal late for the win. What did you like from him, but also special teams as a whole?
I think that we were able. One, I was really nervous. Like when you think about kicking those field goals, nobody looks at it like I do. Every kicker looks like, hey man, I'm going to drill this thing. I'm looking at the practice reps. I'm looking at the pregame reps. I'm looking at the halftime reps. I'm looking at what we did in the first half. The fact that Jacob went in there and drilled that ball to send us into overtime.
Yeah, I mean, that was no gimme. That was a 42-yard field goal.
It was not a gimme. And the operation from the snap, the hold, the kick, the protection, that's a credit to everybody that's on that unit. The fact that they did it with we had a 10-second runoff, so we had a little over 4 seconds once that ball's ready for play. The fact that they were focused and they nailed it is a credit to all those kids and their ability that, hey, man, they know what their job is there, and they did it. So, yes, Jacob gets the credit, but the holder, Garrett Hutchison, the snapper, Zach Fry, the guards, tackles, the ends, and the wings that held that protection firm, so we were able to kick it. Is a credit to all those young men. But I'm really happy for Jacob. Jacob, I guess we recruited him right there before COVID. He came in, hung in with us. He was competing with Hayden August Scriven. Hayden held the starting job, but Jacob's been very patient, and I'm glad that he's getting better each week.
And back to that position, not necessarily position group, but that group.
Yes.
I saw on Twitter afterwards that Fry had quoted the game winning or quoted the tweet that had said that you guys had won, and then he had said that Haney was a goat, and then Haney said, "No, it's all you for the snap." So I think that just goes to show how close that group is.
I'd like to believe it's our whole team feels that way. We're Team 93. We're all in this together. We win together. And we play together. And I really I'm really happy to hear guys appreciate the snapper, the holder, and the kicker, and the guys that hold up front. Zach Fry's been a great addition to our football program as a long snapper. He's very steady with that, and Coach Wright did a great job in recruiting him out of the transfer portal. And Garrett Hutchinson, we had that little mishap with the first PAT, but we worked through it.
Somebody that was one step ahead of us as well, like you've been so far today, Coach McCook, was Jacob Haney, because we interviewed him after the game, obviously, since he made the game-winning kick, and it seemed like his interview capabilities and just communication skills were impeccable, as if he was doing it week in and week out with us. He was already giving us some cliches left and right. It seemed like he
as a kicker,
had him prepared.
You don't really get to talk to the media a lot as a kicker, and he seemed like he was very media savvy and knew what to say and knew what not to say.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the kid's got a lot of poise. As you can tell, the camera didn't rattle him, the microphone didn't rattle him, as did the big-time kick didn't rattle him. And he's a really bright kid, and he does a good job in his communication skills.
All right, I got one final one before we hit the break. We talked last week about the atmosphere at Ram Stadium, and I guess Chip was watching because he gave you that sellout. Because there was a lot of people there, but he gave you that sellout this time.
He gave us a sellout.
Over 5,400 fans.
Yeah,
what he put down.
It's interesting. They did kind of a gross total. And we actually, the opening game rivaled the playoff games from 2021.
Wow.
Yeah, which I thought was outstanding.
That is.
And then I thought this crowd was even bigger. It's interesting. I grabbed Tyson. We talked about, going into going into overtime. I said, hey, we, win the toss. We want to go on defense first. But if we have to pick an end to play in, we want to play in the field house end zone, because of the student section and the fan base. And, of course, we did win the toss, so we went on defense, and Cal picked the other end to go to. So they were aware of our fan base, and they were aware of everything that goes on there.
Well, I think the fan base will definitely travel well, again, up to Kutztown, but we're going to take a break before we talk about this week's match. You're tuned in to Monday Night Mayhem, live from the Neon Moon Tavern on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We're back in 3 minutes. Located at 4529 Shepherdstown Road in Martinsburg, the Neon Moon Tavern has delicious food and cold beverages. Stop on in Mondays for some mayhem with us and Shepherd quarterback Tyson Bagent, or on Tuesday for some gourmet tacos. Wednesdays is whiskey and trivia night. Thursday is steak night. Fridays are dinner specials. Saturdays there's live music. And Sunday morning is brunch. We're open every day from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. Call us at 304-260-4002 for takeout or stop on in to the Neon Moon Tavern.
WVU Heart and Vascular Institute offers world-class heart care close to home. Our board-certified physicians are performing groundbreaking procedures using cutting-edge techniques, and that's why we're expanding our services to every corner of our region, so you don't have to travel far to receive the great specialty care you deserve close to home. We're now accepting new patients at all 4 convenient locations in Martinsburg, Hagerstown, Shepherdstown, and Winchester. WVU Heart and Vascular Institute, world-class heart care close to home.
Hagerstown Ford continues to be your leader in car sales up and down the I-81 corridor. We will beat any and all competitors' prices, and we've made buying a new car easier than ever with one-day delivery better than Amazon and a return policy better than Walmart. Your satisfaction is our guarantee. If you don't like it, simply return it and we'll come pick it up. No questions asked. Why would you shop anywhere else? At Hagerstown Ford, we take great pride in our community and supporting our local student athletes. That's why Hagerstown Ford is the official car dealership of Shepherd Rams quarterback Tyson Bagent. Our remote buying process has made new car shopping so easy you'll never even set foot in a dealership. Simply go to HagerstownFord.com and click on the car you want to buy it, or use the Axle Auto app. It's that easy. You can order your new car on any device. Go to HagerstownFord.com and get your new car signed, sealed, and delivered from Hagerstown Ford.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights, there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Welcome back to the Neon Moon Tavern for more Monday Night Mayhem. Colin McLaughlin, Spencer Dupuis for Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Still joined by the Shepherd football head coach and Ernie McCook. And this week on the road in a place that had a special ending last year with the Hail Mary of the regional final in Kutztown. And my first question is going to be, after all these close games and pretty memorable games between the Rams and the Golden Bears, is there a rivalry that is forming or already formed, Coach?
Well, you know what? We better be focused on the good teams we play, and this is probably the best team
we
play. They're a really well-coached team in all three phases. I think Jimmy Clements does a fantastic job. He's a tremendous coach, recruiter. His kids play hard. And you know, it's going to be a really tough ball game. We're going to have to do our best. They're going to be hungry to avenge last year's regional championship loss. So we'll have to match that intensity and surpass it if we're going to be successful.
And what do you see from them defensively? They lost week 1 3-0. They gave up a field goal in a game.
Right. Well, and they're really good defensively. They're a great team defensively. They're very multiple in what they do. We're seeing some things coverage-wise that are going to be difficult for us to handle. I think they have a front three that get after you. They're physical. And you know what? Offense tries to create space. Defense takes space away. They're very good at taking space away and getting guys to the football.
What's the game plan entering this week?
We're going to try and score more points and make least mistakes we can. How's that?
Man, that's what every coach says.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. We're going to run it a little bit.
How are you guys going to do that then?
We're going to run it. I'm running and throw it and kick it and catch it and stuff like that.
Why do I even ask this question anymore?
Yeah. I've got a question that kind of goes back to, like, it's not talking about Kutztown specifically, but when we talked to Tyson at the beginning of the year, and he said, you know, personal accolades aside, this year I want to get closer with my teammates and turn the ball over less. He didn't turn the ball over last week, and it happened in the first couple of weeks, but the progression as the weeks go by is what I'm trying to say, is that it seems like he's getting better and better even though he's already really good.
Well, absolutely. The guy touches the ball on every play.
Yeah.
You know, he's involved at every play. He makes he helps playmakers be playmakers. He has a tough task to do, and the guy's hungry to make plays. So he's going to move around. He's going to do things that, you know, we all can say, you know, ball security is important. He understands that, and you know when you see something bad happen or him miss something, he's harder on himself than anybody else. You know, and that's a credit to Tyson and who he is as a young man and player. But there's nobody, like, if he puts the ball on the ground or he throws an interception or misses a throw, there's nobody that holds himself more accountable than that guy.
Just adds fire right there.
Yeah, he has that focus, that fire, and he expects to be great. He expects to do it the right way, and he holds himself accountable. Nobody has to hold that guy accountable to anything.
What's the preparation look like this week for you guys?
You know, we're going into week 4, and we're in our routine. That, you know, today's off day, game planning day for all offense, defense, special teams. We'll have a big preparation practice tomorrow and Wednesday. Walkthrough on Thursday. We'll practice Friday morning, and then we'll travel to Kutztown on Friday afternoon. And then, get in the hotel, wake up next morning, have breakfast, go play the game.
Since we kind of mentioned it already with last week.
Sorry about that.
You're fine. I mean, last week, or not last week, last season, obviously the regional championship. Just want to, I guess, pick your brain some more about that game. And obviously it's going to be different this year, but what was special for you in that moment last year?
Oh, man. There's a bunch of things that come to mind on that game. One, we had a team that was hungry, went up there, wanted to compete, and I can remember saying to them, hey, we got to play all 60 minutes, and I think that showed they did play all 60 minutes. And we all talk about the Hail Mary pass that won it, and, my wife told me, boy, you guys got lucky. And I said, no, we didn't get lucky. We practice that, and we do practice it, but a credit to Tyson and a credit to Alex Wetzel who made that catch. If you were to go back and watch every rep we ever practiced that's exactly how Alex Wetzel practiced it. He went up and high-pointed the football, grabbed it with two hands, pulled it down, and went down and covered the ball up. So when it happened in the game, I'll never forget, Tyson breaks the pocket. He almost stumbles. I thought he was going to go down. He got his balance back, threw the ball, and as I look down the sidelines, I see both Alex's hands go up, and I see him pull it down, and then all of a sudden our sideline erupts. And the first thing that went to my mind, oh, my God, are they going to review this and take this one away from us? And then the second one was I had to figure out whether we had to kick the extra point or not, which we weren't going to kick it.
Right.
We would have taken a knee in victory formation. But what I got out of that game and what I'll always remember is practice does matter. How you prepare does matter. Because I just watched two of the best players that play at Shepherd University practice a play that they may never run, but they practiced it the right way for 10 weeks of the year, and when it came time for them to execute it, they executed it. And because we can go out there and watch 100 football teams practice that play, and some dudes will just jack around and try one-hand catch it or try to tip it up in the air. Not Alex Wetzel, not Tyson Bagent. They did it the right way, and that's the one thing I'll never forget about that game, that catch. And I'll never forget the preparation up to that catch and how Alex Wetzel approached that every day in practice.
I don't know which would have been more fun, being on the Shepherd sideline and celebrating with everybody on that sideline, or where I was because of our signal and the way the camera was on Kutztown's sideline, being the only one celebrating on that side when everybody else is dead silent and completely shocked that it happened.
All right, I had heel surgery this year, right?
Yeah.
So I was incapacitated for a little bit. Whenever I needed to pick me up, I just replayed you guys calling that game, calling that play.
It's good to hear.
So that was my feel good moment, and you're the guys I loved hearing it. Okay.
There you go, Nick, for something back at the
back there at the
studio. If you're paying attention, you always make Coach McCook smile, Nick.
You always do.
Alrighty, let's. You kind of mentioned it off the air. Talk NFL. What happened with your Ravens?
Oh, man.
I thought they were going to get the win. I really did. Lamar Jackson, I still think, looks like he could definitely be the MVP. And I know Tyson just walked in with a little something on his head to mess with you on the Dolphins. But
squish. I was all about squish a fish. Now he's in fins up and all that crap. And to be honest, we walked off the practice field, or we were walking on the practice field. All right.
Okay.
And right before we went out to practice, about 10 minutes, that game ended. I looked at the TV. It was second down and 9 to go when they threw the touchdown pass to go ahead. I watched the last 14 seconds, and then the Ravens lost. That's the gist. That's the most of that football game that I saw at the very end of it. It was a great throw by Tua. Dolphins obviously came back and continued to fight, But other than that, I haven't watched any NFL.
You have anybody that's a Patriots fan on your team that might be trying to trash talk you now that the Ravens play them this week?
Our GA, Matt Clare, he is a Boston native. He's from Cape Cod. He's a Patriots fan. But he'll keep it pretty reasonable, So we'll be okay.
All righty, final minute. Any final thoughts, Coach? either this past week or this coming week?
You know, it's a big week, and we're looking forward to it. And the visiting teams won all the football games whenever we played.
That is true. I was going to wait to mention it.
Yeah, 2010 we were up there, and then last year, and then they won the two. You know, we've been in this spot before. You know, our goals as a team, we want to win the opener, but we want to win the PSAC East. And this is an important game for us. They haven't lost the Pennsylvania Athletic Conference East Divisional game since 2018. So, you know, they've got a roll going there. We're going to go up there and we're going to compete at our best and try and come home with a win.
All right, and you can tune into the game Saturday at noon kickoff, 11:30 pregame show. It'll be Nick Verzolini as well as Travis Smith on the call, again on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Thank you, Coach McCook, for joining us for another Monday Night Mayhem, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you, guys.
All right, on the other side of this, we'll be joined by Shepherd quarterback Tyson Bagent as well as Michael McCook, I believe, as well, to talk a little bit about his Bills Mafia tonight, as we're about an hour, 15 minutes away from kickoff between the Bills and the Titans. You're tuned into Monday Night Mayhem on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Located at 4529 Shepherdstown Road in Martinsburg, the Neon Moon Tavern has delicious food and cold beverages. Stop on in Mondays for some mayhem with us and Shepherd quarterback Tyson Bagent, or on Tuesday for some gourmet tacos. Wednesdays is whiskey and trivia night. Thursday is steak night. Fridays are dinner specials. Saturdays there's live music. And Sunday morning is brunch. We're open every day from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. Call us at 304-260-4002 for takeout or stop on in to the Neon Moon Tavern.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsinis.com. With Honda, every summer adventure is the destination. Take your adventures even farther with Honda, America's most fuel-efficient full-line automaker. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.9% APR on a 2022 Honda Civic and a 3.9% APR on a 2022 Accord or 2023 HRV.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si based on EPA estimate of MY20 full-line automaker fleet-wide fuel economy 2021 EPA Automotive Trends Report.
Did you know that specialty care is now available in Shepherdstown? At the WV Medicine Shepherdstown Medical Office Building, you have access to more healthcare services and physicians nearby. Cardiology services are offered there through WVU Medicine Heart and Vascular Institute, operated by University Health Associates. Other specialty care offered at WV Medicine Shepherdstown includes endocrinology, metabolic health, and 2 departments of Berkeley Medical Center, Lab, and X-ray. Make an appointment for these specialty care offices at wvumedicine.org.
Hello? We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechdel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechdel Jewelers.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Conveniently located right off 81 at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway, Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including happy hour 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts. Monday night is trivia night, Thursday night is wing night, and Wednesday and Sunday night is steak night.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Welcome back to the Neon Moon Tavern for more Monday Night Mayhem. Colin McLaughlin and Spencer Dupuy, as we're now joined by Tyson Bagent as well as Michael McCook. And Tyson repping the Dolphins after the comeback win yesterday. I'll let you start off with that. What was your reaction to the big comeback?
Well, you know, I had a bunch of money on the game with some teammates, a lot of Baltimore fans on the team. Went into my meeting, it was 28-7. I pretty much accepted defeat. And then leaving our meeting on Sunday yesterday, come out, it's 38-35, and we got to watch the rest of the game on the screen in the locker room before practice. So
I think you inspired Tua. I think he saw your heroics, and he's like, I could do that.
Yeah, no, he had a good game. They offense, they got a lot of fast players, and I kind of knew that they were going to be dangerous going into the season, and I think they proved that yesterday.
By the way, all these NIL deals, do you think you can get a blood pressure pill added to that list for all these Shepherd fans with all these late game heroics that are needed so far?
It's a little late for that now. I think.
I don't know. Cutsdown's coming up.
Needed that on Saturday. Know. Yeah, nah, that would be a good deal.
Another PSAC East Athlete of the Week for you. 490 yards this week, and no interceptions. That's what you kind of wanted to focus on, and it seems like now. One thing that I talked to Coach McCook about was your vision in the pocket and when you move out of the pocket. You didn't really have to move out of the pocket the first 2 weeks a lot, but this week that Cal U defensive line was getting through, was finding holes to get through, and you were able to come out of the pocket and make some great throws.
Yeah, I think, football's a team game, so, obviously hats off to all my teammates, helped me get it done. But, I think, going into that game, we knew that they were a big pressure team. We knew they were going to bring blitzes, and we knew they had a good defensive front. But as far as being able to move and evade in the pocket, I'm kind of just playing. It's not necessarily something I'm thinking about. I'm kind of going through my reads until I find, until my internal clock in the pocket goes off and I can find a hole to get through. And then I think dudes did a good job of getting open once I started running around. So, once again, hats off to a lot of dudes that stepped up. Brian Walker had 100 yards receiving at tight end. I've never thrown that many yards to a tight end. Marlon Cook had another big game. Brian Beach had a lot of good catches on third down. And, Ronnie Brown obviously showed early, what he's capable of with, moving downfield and going side to side. So I thought it was a total team effort and something that, took the whole game all the way down to the wire. And then, being able to come through in overtime, I think is huge going forward.
And you had a key fourth down conversion on a rush, not something you typically do, but you were able to get down the sideline and get a first down.
Yeah, that was, our backs were against the wall, and I thought our O-line, the protection was pretty great on that play. So being able to find a crease, and then we had our pass concept all going right. It was man to man, so everybody followed, and then there was a lot of space on the left side, so I was able to get the first down.
All right, so before we move on now, I'm not going to fully throw you under the bus. I just want you to look, just like you did into the Beast's eyes when you arm wrestled, and look into Tyson's eyes. And Tyson, just tell Spencer, never doubt me, man. I got this.
Hey,
because he was doubting you.
I was not doubting you. I said this is going to be tough.
You didn't say that.
Nah.
You want to throw it in, I'll throw it in.
No.
I'll go full Mayhem right now.
Are we going Mayhem?
That's why we're here. That's why we're here. Let's roll.
He said it was over, man. He said it was over. And I told him Tyson Bagent has the ball.
8.5 minutes
Never
on the
give
clock,
up on
they thought it was over? That's crazy. Based on my resume, the things that we as offense been able to accomplish since I've been here, if there's time on the clock, then there's still a chance. I know it may have looked bad there for a minute. We were down by 10 with 8.5 to go, but you can't count us out.
Since we're talking resumes, I want to talk to the touchdown machine over here, Michael McCook.
Got to get him in the mix.
Got to get him more in the mix here on Monday Night Mayhem as well. Tonight, your Bills playing. What are you hoping to see from them? And then we'll talk a little bit about this week for you as well. Titans.
Yeah. I got a blowout win by the Bills.
We do too.
Yeah.
Need a touchdown from Dawson Knox.
Oh, I got it. Yeah. They signed him that new contract.
Yeah, he didn't do anything last week.
Yeah, so he's due.
He is due.
Electric offense, show-stopping defense.
All right, we always say 100% of the time, whenever it goes to you, is a touchdown. So why hasn't it happened more if it's 100%?
Yeah, you got to talk to Pops about that one.
He just left.
Yeah,
he left you.
No, it's just I think everybody else sets it up so well. You got to have your eyes on everybody else, so it's easy to sneak out there. Yeah.
Also, you've been here every week. Why haven't we had you on yet? What's going on? I thought you were Tyson's roommate, man.
Y'all didn't ask for him till today.
I said whoever you want to bring on.
He was here the first week.
I know.
And they put
I asked
Brian
him and he said no.
Hey, now I was here banging on some wings from the Neon Moon.
Shout out.
They are good.
Yeah.
What's your favorite so far, wing-wise? What flavors did he try?
I got the Asian,
I've only gotten the Old Bay.
I did try the Old Bay honey last week. It was good.
Yeah,
it was really good. It was surprising. Just the sweetness of the honey mixed with the spice of Old Bay was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So might have to get that again before these games. But let's transition to now, since you mentioned, obviously, Coach McCook's your dad. What's it like playing underneath him? How special is it?
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's something that not a lot of coaches' sons get to experience. I know it's awesome for him. I know he enjoys it. I enjoy it. And it's got its ups and downs every once in a while. You can imagine, but it's been a great career here for me, off the field too.
Is he always toughest on you?
I think we do. We always aim to do as well as possible to be as completely normal as possible.
Yeah, I think just being on the team, like unless you really know Mike, like if you didn't know his last name, and if they didn't look so similar, like you would never know. Like you would never. Like it's not like he's treating him like his son bad in a bad way or a good way. And I think Mike, just being the dude that he is, does a great job of just mixing in with the team. And it'd be one thing if he was scoring these touchdowns and getting on the field and didn't deserve it, but he does. So I think it's something that nobody really even thinks about, even for half a second.
Yeah, appreciate that.
And one thing I was going to bring up was, a lot of players on your team, including you, Michael, you've come back this year for that extra year that you got due to COVID. What does that mean to you all as a team, like saying, like you came back, but, a lot of other players came back for that extra year after what you guys were able to do last year?
Man, it's just, I think it shows our dedication to the Rams and Shepherd football and how much it means to us. We had Kyle Smith is my class, Brian Walker, Malik Holloway. Those are the four from who I came in with, and that's it. So it just shows that, we've been here so long, we just care about, what's going on here and just want to be a part of it for as long as we can.
Since you guys are roommates, I want to ask about the first time you guys kind of met and how the friendship has grown throughout the years.
Well,
we've been going to church together since we were born. Weren't really tight. It was always like, hey, what's up? Like a couple times a year at church, like just on like Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, stuff like that. Seeing each other at church. But then I wouldn't say we became like friends until my freshman year. I had been throwing with Brian Walker over that summer before I got into high school, and then he was Brian's best friend, and then we had already kind of knew each other from then, and then you just got more and more comfortable, and now that's my guy.
How about you? You want to add anything to it?
That's it right
spot
there.
On?
Yeah, that's spot on. Yeah, I think that's has a lot to do with making the decision to come back so easy. Is my guys around me and my roommates, just the guys.
What do you guys like to do activity-wise together there?
We get after. We work out. I work out in a different way, I would say, than most people. Just like most people kind of go to the gym. I do my CrossFit stuff, and I like to work out outside a lot. And Mike's one of my only friends that'll always say yes if I ask him, because it's usually just sucks. Like nobody likes working outside, getting dirty, but that's something that we've been able to do together. And he also, we were working out that whole, when COVID was fresh and everybody was scared of it and everything was locked down, we were working out that whole time together. So I would say that's something that we have in common that we do together.
Do we get to see you arm wrestle tonight?
I'm down. He's not here. He must be scared. Yeah.
That's why I was asking now. I was about to say, you want to throw any challenge or any trash talk out there now while the Beast is not around. But he's always looking, it seems like. Right?
Yeah.
You never know. But I think Solomon might be, too. I don't know. What do you think about that matchup if we get to see Solomon Page over there go up against the Beast?
I don't really know much about my guy Solomon, but, looking at him right now, he looks leaned out. I know my dad, ain't been working out that much lately, so he might have some problems.
I was about to say, does he let a former Cowboy beat him since that's his team? Don't listen to me. A lot of people do say that. But I'm just trying to get some mayhem here.
Well, he's back.
Man.
The Beast is back.
All right, let's take our break now and see what the Beast has to say maybe a little bit later about all these challenges that we're trying to get thrown out. But you're tuned into Monday Night Mayhem live from the Neon Moon Tavern on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Located at 4529 Shepherdstown Road in Martinsburg, the Neon Moon Tavern has delicious food and cold beverages. Stop on in Mondays for some mayhem with us and Shepherd quarterback Tyson Bagent, or on Tuesday for some gourmet tacos. Wednesdays is whiskey and trivia night. Thursday is steak night. Fridays are dinner specials. Saturdays there's live music. And Sunday morning is brunch. We're open every day from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. Call us at 304-260-4002 for takeout or stop on in to the Neon Moon Tavern.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk. See dealer for details.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Manchin Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Manchin Ferretti, when you need justice.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Conveniently located right off 81 at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway, Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including happy hour 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts. Monday night is trivia night, Thursday night is wing night, and Wednesday and Sunday night is steak night.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Welcome back to the Neon Moon Tavern for more Monday Night Mayhem, and as requested, we put Spencer in the corner in a timeout over there to continue this talk, and let's preview this week's matchup against the Kutztown Golden Bears. I never know if I'm actually saying that right or not, if it's Kutztown. Who cares, right?
I've only heard Kutztown.
I don't know.
I think it's Kutztown.
I'm always
It doesn't
corrected,
matter
so
because
it doesn't
Shepherd's
matter
going to go
because
in there and win.
Shepherd, like they have, right?
Until we're down,
on
right?
the road.
Until we get down, right?
No, that's when you guys got him right where you want him.
Yeah.
Right, well, that's when he'll text you that we're probably going to lose.
I told him to change his mind. No. I mean,
No, that's
in
when
his
there'll be a
defense,
Hail
he probably
Mary.
wasn't the only one, right? I don't know. You never know.
Maybe I'm rooting for
We
another
gotta
Hail
forget-
Mary.
Yeah.
For another Sports Center
He just
top
wants good
10.
highlights for us. That's what he wants. He wants good highlights for us to use. So let's get into it. What have you guys seen scouting report-wise this week?
I think going through it earlier today, we know it's always we know we're always going to face a good team. Going to Kutztown or just that week that we play Kutztown, a well-coached team, sound defense, gap sound, zone sound. They don't make a lot of mistakes, and that's why I think they're able to be so successful. They haven't lost a PSAC East game since 2018. We've yet.
You were tuned in to coach, aren't you?
We've yet.
That's exactly what Coach McCook
We've
said.
yet to beat them in the regular season. So far, since we've been in the PSAC, we know that based on what happened last year, they probably can't wait for this game. They lost a tough game early, but now they're on a 2-game win streak. They're riding high. Their offense, was able to click a good bit against Cal. And they beat Cal, and they beat Cal by a couple points. We beat Cal by a couple points. I'm sure it's going to be a good game, and I think both sides are be ready to roll.
And it seems like their defense is very good. I mean, the first week they only gave up 3 points.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're good up front. I think they've got veteran linebackers, and really the only thing that's new for them is their 2 safeties and a couple D linemen. So I think they'll be well rounded and ready to go.
Do we get to see a Michael touchdown this week?
I hope so.
I think he hopes so too. I see him smiling as they're trying to get him involved. What have I guess you guys been looking at with your room?
Obviously, paying attention to the box a little bit more for me. I know Brian Walker in the tight end room got to look all over the place, but the experienced linebackers, 2 returning starting linebackers. I know their outside backer dabble with the edge a little bit. They're all solid dudes. They're all going to be making plays right where they need to be. So we just got to control what we control, and play the way we play.
And, Michael, I talked to you last week after the show. I said it seems like whenever you're on the field, we think there's a touchdown. So you got on the field, and we're like, oh, Michael McCook's on the field. There's going to be a touchdown to him. Everybody watch out.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's take away a little bit of the predictability to it. Now that I can't sneak out there, I guess you got to, But,
Have you been double teamed yet? I was about to say, when's that coming? Right?
I'll take that. I mean, that'll mean leaving somebody else 1-on-1. It's you can't do that. Ryan Beach, Ronnie Brown, Marlon Cook's been balling, and Brian Walker. I got him going for 250.
250.
All right. That'll
I like
be
the sound
most
of that.
ever by a tight end from Tyson, right? You said the
That
100 was
that
the
might
first.
be the most ever.
Yeah, that's
For
true.
tight end. That is probably true.
This is kind of for both of you guys, just what you see on offense. When you go back and see, the first couple weeks, everybody was all over Ryan Beach and getting those double coverages, and it seemed like still getting it this last week. It's got to go. It's got to take a turn soon, right? They got to start double covering Marlon Cook, right?
Yeah, I think it's difficult to double team outside receivers.
Yeah.
And it's easy to double team inside guys. You usually just use a safety and the spur backer. He goes in, they pass it to the safety, he goes out, the star backer takes him. For Marlon, it might just, they might game plan a little bit for him. They might try to, get his tendencies. But as far as double teaming an outside guy, that's tough to do. I can't really see that happening. But I'm sure a lot of the focus will go to him, just with everybody's eyes during the play, and I think that'll cause for other dudes like Beach, like Kenny Edlin, and like E.J. Morgan to come open.
And specifically, another guy that had made a big impact in his short amount of time in the game was Cameron Dorner. Getting that touchdown pass, Coach McCook said that was kind of set up for him, but Marlon Cook setting up with that big reception, and then you put a freshman in there late in the game, and a play specifically for him.
Yeah, I think a freshman receiver able to come into the game and have an impact like that against statistically the best defense in the country last year. I think that's huge. We knew he's a special athlete. That's why he's got a package specifically for him. And he was able to make a play. He won his route. He went up and made a good catch in the corner of the end zone. I'm not sure a lot of people's first touchdown was in as big of a moment as that.
Yeah.
As I can remember. So I think that was huge for him.
And Michael, I got a question from Nick back in the studio. He says he wants to ask what it was like for you growing up around the program.
Oh, it was everything. I was the biggest Shepherd football fan there was. I didn't pay attention to any other college football teams other than Shepherd football. My biggest memories is bringing my buddies when I was younger to the Shepherd football home games, going to the D Hall, eating breakfast with the team, hanging out. It was just like Saturdays were like Christmas morning every weekend for me. So it was awesome.
Alrighty, we only got about 7 minutes left here. I want to get your guys' predictions for both Monday Night Football games tonight. Let's start, obviously, Titans-Bills.
After the Bills-Rams game, it's kind of hard to bet against the Bills. The Titans just lost to the Giants.
Giants are looking good, though. 2-0 now.
Giants are terrible. I got the Bills winning big.
How big? What do you think? Do we see 300 yards from Allen?
I wouldn't be surprised. I say 42-13. Buffalo Bills.
Wow.
So there you go. That's taking the over as well, set at 47.5. So what about you, Michael?
Right along those lines. I think 7 points is all that Titans are getting. I got 40-7.
So you're feeling confident that they can stop Derrick Henry?
Yeah, oh yeah. I saw Derrick Henry get laid out by one of them Giants linebackers last week, so I don't think he's got it in him anymore.
So have the under for him, 87.5. You don't think King Henry's finally back?
Nope.
All right, other side, Vikings, Eagles. That's a tougher one, I feel like. The Vikings have the capability, I think, this year of finally winning the division after getting the Week 1 win against the Packers. But you never know, it seems like.
Yeah, I think, that's a toss-up, but, really just like, the Eagles just aren't a very powerful, I wouldn't be nervous if my team was playing the Eagles. All right, I might be a little nervous if they were playing the Vikings. I feel like traditionally they got a good run game. Kirk Cousins is severely underrated, and he's got dudes to throw to like Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and he's got dudes that can make plays.
I was about to say, he said underrated. What do you?
He's a smart man, making a lot of money.
Making a lot of money, and he puts up numbers every single year.
But he's 500 in his career, man.
Yeah,
61, 61, and 2.
But what I'm saying is you can't look at those 61 losses he has and
I didn't fully dislike him. I just felt like he was never clutch, being a Washington fan. You could never rely on him late in the game. That was just my out.
Severely underrated. Severely underrated.
But he did one time take a knee when he was supposed to spike the ball.
He did. I've also thrown 3 interceptions in a game. Stuff happens at quarterback.
Still win?
It's the hardest. Lost one, won one. So I've done it twice. Quarterback's the hardest position in the league. You got some of the smartest dudes in the world, like Mac Jones struggled week 1.
Yeah.
You don't think Mac Jones thinks at one point that he had it all figured out? Just like Kirk Cousins, they make mistakes, but I think consistently he's a big number guy with good athletes to throw the ball to.
All right. Food-wise, what are you getting tonight? We're still waiting for the specials, but I don't really know.
I think what they have last week. They had like a
burrito.
Steak and they had
the breakfast burrito, which was awesome. I don't know if you guys
roasted
tasted
carrots.
That. Yeah,
that was fire. I might have to get that.
Alrighty, let's take our break. I know it's a little bit early, but appreciate you guys coming on. We'll let you get some food before the game kicks off, so that you're able to digest and just relax and watch the game instead of trying to eat at the same time as the Bills light it up offensively, Michael.
Yes, sir. I'm ready for it.
All right. In Tyson, we trust.
Okay, there we go. Get a T-shirt for that for him. But thank you guys.
Y'all can switch the seats
You're
back.
tuned in to Monday Night Mayhem from the Neon Moon Tavern. We'll take a 3-minute break and then be back with the Beast. You're tuned in to Monday Night Mayhem on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Located at 4529 Shepherdstown Road in Martinsburg, the Neon Moon Tavern has delicious food and cold beverages. Stop on in Mondays for some mayhem with us and Shepherd quarterback Tyson Bagent, or on Tuesday for some gourmet tacos. Wednesdays is whiskey and trivia night. Thursday is steak night. Fridays are dinner specials. Saturdays there's live music. And Sunday morning is brunch. We're open every day from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. Call us at 304-260-4002 for takeout or stop on in to the Neon Moon Tavern.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechdel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else, and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechdel Jewelers in Inwood.
With Honda, every summer adventure is the destination. Take your adventures even farther with Honda, America's most fuel-efficient full-line automaker. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.9% APR on a 2022 Honda Civic and a 3.9% APR on a 2022 Accord or 2023 HRV.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si based on EPA estimate of MY20 full-line automaker fleet-wide fuel economy 2021 EPA Automotive Trends Report.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives
arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights, there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Welcome back to more Monday Night Mayhem live from the Neon Moon Tavern off 4529 Shepherdstown Road. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Spencer Dupuis, and we're now joined by the Beast in Travis Bagent. Let's first start off talking Martinsburg. It was a tough week for them, unfortunately, this week. Highland Springs definitely looked like the 75th team in the nation, as Max Prebz had them, but what were your thoughts on that game?
Oh, man. First of all, I appreciate you bringing that up so quickly right here with no even, not even a little bit of, something positive right away. The Beast, how you doing, the weather, any of that stuff. You're going right into.
I was taught never ask about the weather because typically they just say good and then there's an awkward silence.
Okay.
So,
I got you.
That's just how.
Well, in this instance, we could have used that awkwardness right there because this is even more awkward. So, tough gig, man. I think we found out early that they were better than we thought they were going to be, and then by the time you realize it, there's a few mistakes and some bullying on their part. All the stuff that we usually do to the other teams, they did to us. They rushed us. They got some turnovers, and it was a tough gig. I think looking back, we probably would play them differently next week, knowing that, how aggressive and that they were. But, hey, listen, you can't get it back. It's football, and a nice humbling experience, and something that I'm sure the coaching staff can use as a positive and really try to, now there's no more, fighting about being some greatest team ever type talk. Now it's let's not let it slip away, grind everything and see if we can get back on top. And, all of our goals are still there. It's just, the expectation level at Martinsburg High School is so high that, it's going to take a few days to let this sink in.
And I think when you go into a game, you always want to be saying, we're going to beat this team. This team is obviously in a different state in different ways that they do the classifications. I believe they're going to 6A next year, the highest in the state of Virginia. And with just where they are, they got a lot of Division I players on their team. They got a lot of Division I recruits. So I think when you have that mentality of we're going to go in and we're going to win after what you did last year, I think it's good to have that mentality. And then I think it's also a good kind of coming to moment saying we lost this one, but we still got the rest of these ones in front of us that are in state. That's all that mattered towards winning the state championship.
Yep, you said it all right there. I mean, it's just a fact. It's a bitter truth to swallow. We all want the pride of our county and our state. We want it to be, we want it to reach out regionally and nationally if it can. We know today that Highland Springs is a little bit better than us last Friday night, and we just have to deal with it, and we need to try to get better, and hopefully, we will. And I think we will.
I think so, too. For Hedgesville's sake, it might be a bloodbath after Martinsburg needing to bounce back after a pretty tough loss. I think there's a new fire underneath the Bulldogs that Hedgesville, who's a pretty good team. I've said that they look like they could be a top 10 team in the state this year, but it's always a different tier up for Martinsburg, it seems like.
Yeah,
it's a whole new class.
Yeah, and there's blood in the water. I think that if Hedgesville, I don't know where they thought they were with this game coming up, but I bet you they feel a little bit better now. I'm sure that there's some anticipation of us having some amazing rebound game, but the truth is that we showed that we are, in fact, human, and I'm sure that they're going to come out and give it the best shot. They got a little bit of a passing attack. I think that's the way to do it, it seems like. It's pretty hard to run the ball traditionally.
And win a lot of games, unless you're Bridgeport.
Yeah, and I mean, especially if you're playing against Martinsburg in the past, you realize that your running attack has not always been awesome. I think that they probably have the most sophisticated passing attack since probably Porterfield and a young Malachi Brown were there. Yeah. So, yeah, listen, a lot of those Hedgesville kids I know. Drew Milton is his family, great friends of mine. Jackson and a few of those guys played for our Eastern Panhandle team, the West Virginia Mountaineers, I guess we were, the travel team. So there's a lot of, there's a lot of good kids over there at Hedgesville, and I mean, I think they're going to give our best shot, and hopefully it'll be a chance for us to get back on track and get ready for the Riverside.
And historically, Martinsburg-Hedgesville been a huge rivalry. And not just football, but basketball and football, or basketball and baseball.
Yeah, I mean, those Berkeley County teams, it's, all the kids know each other, and, so there's no doubt. And I'm sure that that Hedgesville would love, to have a good showing there, to just, if not for this year, for the years to come.
And I want to get your thoughts. Is it better to have this gut check early or later in the season, like last year at Spring Valley?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. You don't realize the gut check is needed until the season's over.
Yeah.
So when this season's over, we are going to say two things. We're going to say, man, if we win it all, we're going to say, thank goodness that we had that wake-up call there in week 4. And then if we, in fact, aren't successful, they will draw reference to, hey, guys, we should have seen it come in week 4. So the only thing that we know definite is that at the end of the year, we'll know all the answers. And then, right now it's just the rhetoric of trying to, to try to predict it and figure it out. But we will find out shortly if this was a good thing or it was a sign of things to come.
Let's flip the script now. Talk Shepard, your son, and Tyson, yet again another PSAC Offensive Player of the Week honor under his belt, and almost 500 passing yards as well in the win. What'd you like from Shepard this week?
I like that we won. I have been in those games. It's so funny how when good teams come to Shepherdstown, middle of the third quarter, it is just an absolute war out there. Yeah. That could have went either way, and I can't. So many times in Shepherdstown, I've experienced our Rams jump out to a 2-score lead, and as they are finishing off and really, I think, kind of solidify with that 3-point or that 3-score lead and really take control of the game, it seems to never fail that any sort of a mishap, whether it be turnover on downs, any sort of interception, fumble, and lo and behold, the missed or blocked field goal is such a momentum booster for the other team. And it goes from us making this happen. Because, listen, guys, that 16-0 lead is awesome. It's so much better than the 13-0 lead. And, of course, the 20-0 lead is the one that you're really looking for. So you take that and you see how that game transpires. You're up 13 points. You're on the 2-yard line. This thing is in good shape, right? No, it's not in good shape. We kick a field goal. We're not successful. It becomes a huge momentum booster. Boom! You look up, it's 13-7. 5 seconds later is when the crucial turnover happens, and then boom, boom, you look up 4 minutes later, now you're down 1 point, and you just can't believe it. But those things happen week in and week out in college football. We see it every day, yet it just seems so amazing when it happens to you. And then you get into the situation where, once again, it looks pretty daunting down here, and then you just think back to Shippensburg, you think back to Bloomsburg, you think back to IUP, you think back, and you realize that we're in good hands, and we seem to get things done at the end of the game. And and I think it has something to do with faith and a lot of luck. And I just can't wait for us to not need those those things. But I think for Tyson and his growth, I think that he has been labeled that guy that doesn't necessarily panic in those situations, and I think that's probably good for what he's trying to do in the future. So as stressful as it is for everybody, I think it's also really good game experience for any quarterback to be in that position.
And you talk about Tyson, what you just mentioned there about not him kind of getting shook by anything. One thing that he had to do this week, which he didn't have to do the last couple of weeks just because of the way the last two teams had played, was both of those teams didn't have really big, fierce defensive fronts, but Cal, you did. And so something that he didn't have to show off the first couple of weeks was his move ability in the pocket and being able to make great throws on the move. And I think that was key in this past week's win down the stretch.
No doubt. Once again, it amazes me that, we're in those positions, and then when those guys are successful after the crazy scrambling and the breaking the tackles, it's just so exciting. You can see the stadium. It's like those plays are really the ones that, as fans, you love to see. But as a father and as the father of a quarterback, that you want to stay on rhythm and in time, and we want the ball to be out of our hands in 2 seconds or less. Those plays aren't the best. To me, I feel like those plays at the next level, you're not going to be able to shake those tackles and be able to do that scrambling. So I don't know if I actually view it from my standpoint as heroically and amazing as other people. To me, it seems pretty dangerous. Getting sacked 5 times is scary.
Yeah.
But, it just shows you that every single game is different, and how blessed and lucky you are if it works out in your favor.
And working out in the Rams' favor was that 4th down conversion late in the ball game where Tyson had to put the ball away and start running it. You don't usually see that out of Tyson.
Yeah, I think that's really the last resort piece of the puzzle, that if he can understand how to pick up those first downs, it'll make it really hard for people to stop us. I think that at this point, the Shepherd offense, if they're clicking on all cylinders, they're really hard to stop. So it's usually a self-inflicted wound, that usually stops their drives anyway. So super excited whenever things work out, because you really understand that every time there's a great thing that happens for you, you still have to remember that the other team was expecting that greatness, and that you can easily be on the other end of that.
This week against Kutztown, what's the expectation from you in this matchup? And obviously you're making the trip, so I wanted to ask, the last time the trip was made in the regional championship, what was your reaction and viewpoint of that Hail Mary?
Well, first of all, my story on the Hail Mary is an interesting one. Do we have time this segment, or should we wait?
Yeah, we got time.
I, in fact, was in Wheeling, West Virginia for that game.
Yeah, that's very true. It was the
right, and I had
same week.
Super shaky coverage. In whichever site I was on, I was about 25 to 35 seconds behind another broadcast, which Buddy Hessen and Jalen Hessen were there with me at the game. They had a little quicker information than I did. So the game started off really well, and every time I would look over, I would see Jalen and Buddy's response, and then I would see why the response comes. So
that's never fun, is it?
When they're pumped, I'm like, oh, shit, there's a highlight coming. And then, of course, when they're like, you got to be kidding me, I'm like, I don't even want to watch this play that's about to happen. So it just so happens that Martinsburg won and secured the state championship in the same 90 seconds that we intercepted that ball in the fourth quarter. I watched our guy run around a little bit, and then there was a delay in where they're going to spot this ball, I think. So I cut my phone off, and I go celebrate with Martinsburg High School, thinking that is inevitable for them to eventually spot the ball and for Shepherd to take over on downs. Without 5-10 minutes goes by, and I see Buddy and Jalen still watching very intently, and I'm wondering what could be so suspenseful. Well, once I get over there, they've already given the ball back to Kutztown because of the fumble, and Kutztown's like already has, ran a couple plays, and now as soon as I poke my hit over their shoulder, they throw the touchdown to take the lead. So now I still need to be notified as how in the world do they even have the ball. So once I digested all that, I just had this horrible, it was never before has the emotion been so high and so low. So high because Ezra had just thrown 5 touchdowns and we had won the state championship and we're jumping around, knowing that Cookstown, in fact, has turned the ball over and we won that game too. To then find out that we are now down and out and there's no way this stuff's going to happen again. And then for
1 week after it just did.
Right. And then it happens again, and then the feelings are, the excitement, the emotions, I'm a soft dad, soft. So, all those emotions came forward, and it was just super hard to believe that, it could transpire again. And, I rushed home and I watched the game, and, I've been watching that game every morning.
It's fun to watch.
Play. Yeah, it's so awesome to hear.
I was about to say we got to just air the play every single day. I feel like from
it should be coming in and out of every.
We'll
segment.
do our best.
Yes,
we'll try to get that. But we're going to take our break now, so you got plenty of time for the arm wrestle challenge as well as getting HD on here. Does that sound good?
That sounds good.
All right, we'll take our 3-minute break. You're tuned into Monday Night Mayhem on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Located at 4529 Shepherdstown Road in Martinsburg, the Neon Moon Tavern has delicious food and cold beverages. Stop on in Mondays for some mayhem with us and Shepherd quarterback Tyson Bagent, or on Tuesday for some gourmet tacos. Wednesdays is whiskey and trivia night, Thursday is steak night, Fridays are dinner specials, Saturdays there's live music, and Sunday morning is brunch. We're open every day from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. Call us at 304-260-4002 for takeout or stop on in to the Neon Moon Tavern.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsini's.com. Are you at risk for a heart attack or stroke? WVU Medicine would like to remind you it's important to recognize the signs and symptoms so you can seek medical attention fast. The acronym FAST stands for F, face drooping, A, arm weakness, S, speech difficulty, and T, time to call 911. If you are having a stroke, get medical attention right away. Immediate treatment may decrease the risk of disability and prevent death. This important message is brought to you by WVU Medicine.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Manchin Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Manchin Ferretti, when you need justice.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Conveniently located right off 81 at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway, Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including happy hour 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts. Monday night is trivia night, Thursday night is wing night, and Wednesday and Sunday night is steak night.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Welcome back to our final segment, live from the Neon Moon Tavern in Martinsburg for more Monday Night Mayhem. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is the Beast in Travis Bagent, and we're now joined by the owner of Mountaineer Pub as well as right here the Neon Moon Tavern in H.D. Boyd. H.D. repping the Mountaineer Pub hat as well as the WVU logo after finally a win this year, H.D.
Yeah, right? It felt good to get a win, even though it was a, lower opponent, but we won.
Hey, you got to get the taste of the victory in there, no matter what.
Hey, all 4 quarterbacks played, I believe. All of them scored a touchdown. Yeah, I mean, that's good. There.
And Marshall didn't win, so I mean, just had to throw that in there just to mess with Spencer on the other side, showing me the state of West Virginia. But Tyson, or excuse me, Travis, all you.
No problem. So HD, can you give us a little feedback? Straight up, WVU football fan, correct?
Yes, sir.
And if I'm not, just to put it out there, HD has like the most amazing tailgating spot, maybe at WVU.
We do have one of the top tailgates at WVU. I'll stand up to that one.
Could you please give our listeners here your address and exactly where that tailgate is?
Yes.
And the fact that
tell Mike maybe 1 week to let us come.
Hey.
Open bar.
We got Shepherd.
Open bar every week.
Bar. So HD, exactly. So tell us, why do you have that place just for WVU football?
Football and basketball, but the tailgates are for football, yeah. I actually got that apartment up there just to advertise and put on our tailgates and to attend the games. Absolutely, yes.
And how long have you been at that location?
I think actually I've been at that location longer than I've had an actual place at that location. I've been at that location for approximately 10 years, honestly, doing my tailgate. But the tailgate has grown over the last 4 years. COVID put a little stint in it, but we actually expanded this year, and we had slushies this year. We brought in a full slushie machine, the full bar beside of it. You pick what you want to put in there, and every week we've been representing with our jerk chicken. This year I moved on to our OG dry rub because, I put it out on the market now. It's for sale. You can buy it, take it home, do what you want to do with it. So we're marketing that at the tailgates. So, yeah, the food is free. The alcohol is free. It's all a good time, We do that to advertise our bars here. People from all over the state come to our tailgates. And, of course, people from all over the state travel to Martinsburg. And so we hope that when they come here, they come to visit one of our establishments.
Well, that was a good plug there you threw in there for the OG. You will be paying for that here after the segment. So let's just talk right now. Neil Brown stays or goes here? Are you a Neil Brown guy?
Man, it's become tough to trust that clown, man. But I don't know. I mean, he doesn't seem to have that go-get-it drive that a coach needs. I don't know if he's above his pay grade a little bit or not, but it's hard to sit here and be an armchair quarterback and be a coach when I'm never a coach.
Yeah.
So I don't want to claim and say, nah, he's got to go. But it just doesn't seem like the enthusiasm is there, to be honest with you.
Will you be making the trip Thursday night?
Absolutely, I'll be at the game Thursday night. Mm-hmm.
Tailgate as well? Making the trip? Anything
the tailgate
different
is not making the trip on this one, no. We have done some tailgate trips. We did the game in Charlotte, North Carolina, the opening game against Tennessee a couple years ago. And we took the smoker and everything and had a DJ. And we did a big tailgate there. But for the Virginia Tech game, I don't know enough of the area, and we just didn't set that up. So we'll be at the game, but we're not doing the big tailgate.
I feel like it's a must-win. It's a big game. Being the second biggest rival for WVU, it feels like.
I think the next few games are make it or break it for Neil Brown, to be honest with you. He's definitely on the hot seat. Regardless of how big we won that last game, he's going to have to do something.
Yes.
Well, as you can see, for someone who doesn't want to be an armchair quarterback, he's got an awful lot of information for the coaching for the WVU franchise.
I don't think he's wrong.
My goodness. He's just been waiting here. This is my show, HD. We didn't need that much insight.
Got 8 minutes, by the way.
We need the assistant beast in the building.
No problem. I can give a quick story as to the love that this guy has actually for WVU. HD called me and said, hey, listen, there's a big buzz around town. Tyson's in the portal. There's a chance that he could be going to West Virginia, maybe even the University of Maryland, or he could stay back at Shepherd. And, HD's calling me. He's like, listen, man, they're trying to, gather everyone locally to, put something together to keep Tyson home. He's like, so I just need to ask you, Travis, do you want me to give $500 to Shepherd? Or I'd rather give $5,000 to WVU and have you go to the Mountaineer. So, Coach McCook, this guy here, I know he seems like a friend, but he was all over the Neil. He told me Neil Brown was the greatest coach in the world.
You're getting thrown under the bus now.
Wait a minute, I'm gonna have to go back to what I was going to say earlier.
Check the replay like you wanted to earlier.
Can we get that replay back?
Get that replay back. Get off the camera. You didn't want to be in this segment.
And so on a positive note here, HD, also the owner of the Mountaineer Pub, and that is the arm wrestling sponsor for tonight. So we know that Sahara Dry Basements put up the first 500. This is week 2. HD's in the house to put up the extra $500. So now, and your boy Solomon Page, I saw him on the show. And I'm just telling you, he does not want this smoke, HD. This guy is not the guy that was blocking for Emmitt Smith there, knocking the crap out of people, okay? I think I got this guy. This guy, he looks like a swimsuit model now, HD. I don't know. And listen, I mean, you've been talking this 4 years now.
I'm not sure he wanted to hurt your feelings today. You know, he had some things to do. But I got a contender for you, though.
No problem. So, listen, it's $1,000 on the line tonight. We're about to
How long
start
is it going?
Thing. It's going to start at 8 o'clock, so we're an hour early today. But, hey, by all means, listen, if you can hear my voice, that $1,000 is here tonight at 8 o'clock, and it'll be running until halftime. Next week, it would be $1,500. The week after that,
you seem awful confident in yourself, $1,500. I ain't seen you win yet tonight, man.
Okay, well, you are correct. That is correct. Let's get this thing in.
That also means he's undefeated tonight, though.
Exactly. So, HD, I imagine that
got
you
5
are going
minutes
to be the guy, and if not, we do have 5 more minutes.
We got 5 minutes left for the show.
We got some time.
Yeah, we do have some
time. I don't know how long you wanted on the show.
Well, all I know is that HD...
You make him look foolish tonight.
We gave HD 90 seconds to arm wrestle me last week. He lasted 1.75 seconds.
Wait a minute, I think it was more like 2.3.
What happened to all the Shepherd guys that came last week? They all disappeared now.
They did, and you know the reason
Scaring them off.
Because you guys scheduled the show an hour early.
I mean, it's not our fault. It's the NFL's fault for scheduling 2 Monday night games in week 2.
I got you. So we are a little hour early. That's why we don't have the big impact here. But I'm telling you, we got something great for you that's going to start right now. HD, can I get a little warm-up match with you before you bring up Solomon or whoever your contender is here today, okay? Let's get on up here and stretch this thing out.
Here we go.
All right. This is like a tradition. Every week, HD takes the first butt whipping, and then we're tuned in. We got enough room here with this?
I was about to say, it should be.
It may not.
I'm not
trying my best
this week.
Can you get up here, HD? All right. HD, I noticed that one thing I noticed from last week is I thought you were bigger. That's one thing I thought. All right. We're going to give a little lesson here. Take these 2 fingers, put them over there, HD. Grab that peg. Listen, HD, act like you're trying. Don't really try, because I'm the strongest man in the world. Ready and go. Nice, HD. Take a breath here. Listen, these guys here call me
I think we're over 2 seconds.
These guys call me Travis. Listen, you can call me Daddy, HD. Yeah. All right. All right, well, bring your representative.
And we're not allowed back at the show anymore.
Bring your representative up here. I've been waiting for this.
Bring it
Give
up.
me 1 second. I got one for you.
Go get
All right,
it.
let's wait and see who the HD boy decides to bring out this week for us to challenge the Beast. Beast, what are you thinking? Who do you get to go up
I don't
against?
know. I mean, I'm telling you, he's been talking about this, Solomon that. It's been 4 years now, so I'm almost confident that Big Solomon is out there doing some jumping jacks and that he's about to come in here, and I hope he's not super aggressive. I did watch the – it looks like he has, in fact, brought – all right. What in the world, HD? What is going on here, young lady?
Let's get you back. Let's
HD,
see.
Can you introduce this young lady?
I'm going to let her talk.
Okay. All right, can you just tell us your name?
Chelsea.
Chelsea, and you are the bartender here at the Neon Moon?
Mm-hmm.
Monday nights, any other nights?
Weekends.
She's here on the weekends right here. Well, listen, young lady, the most important thing for you to realize is life is not fair, okay?
Okay.
All right, take these 2 fingers, put it up there. Take that hand, put it on this peg. You say go when you're ready, young lady.
Okay.
Ready?
Go.
Go. Bam! There it is right there. Now, I know you guys thought I was going to be easy on this young lady, but that's not the case here. When you come down to the Neon Moon, we're killing everybody, baby.
It's $1,000. I mean,
thank you, young lady. Chelsea's here Monday nights. We're all here. Come hang out with us and watch the football game.
Alrighty.
Are we good?
Titans, Bills. Who do you got?
I'm going with the Buffalo Bills and the best player in the country and their quarterback.
Vikings, Eagles.
Vikings,
tonight
Eagles.
as well.
Let's go Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Ooh, you're going with the Eagles.
One thing I know is that it's 50-50. You could say anything in these games, and you got a 50-50 chance.
All right, I'll let you brag about your Cowboys.
No problem. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Cowboys are a perfect – listen, don't ever give your quarterback a whole bunch of money. Just keep the quarterbacks in the house for multiple seasons. Trust me, all those guys are good. They just need – good teams to play behind. The Dallas Cowboys are a good team. Cooper Rush played great. We're going to win the Super Bowl.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Well, you don't know a whole from your predictions here. You're kind of shaky.
I went with the Bills. I think the Bills are the Super Bowl winners this year, man.
Well, they're going to lose to the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl, baby.
All right. Mountaineers, Virginia Tech.
I'm going with the West Virginia Mountaineers. I predicted it last week, a 9-0 run
and then
here.
Shepherd. Got 30
Shepherd
seconds.
Rams. You know what? Last week I went with the 54-6 Shepherd win, which was obviously not the correct. So I'm going to go and say that we are going to win. What's 10-7, right? That's the typical scores over there at Cookstown, right?
All right, sounds good. So come on in for some Monday Night Football. You hear that now on the radio. Signed a thing. So hope you enjoyed Monday Night Mayhem.